We're going to test your shoulder rotation in this self-assessment. Not an exercise. We're just going to test and see where we're at. And we're going to test in both passive and active rotation. So this means passive is gravity is assisting me. I'm not having to work against gravity. I'm allowing it to go and see where my range of motion is. So this is without really a lot of muscle action and just where that joint is. Then we're going to test it also active. So now how do my muscles work when I try to pull into that range of motion? Okay, so we're going to do both. Now, it's always good if you can set up a camera or have someone film you real quick or try to do it in front of a mirror. A little harder for this one because I'm going to show you for the active one, you are going to be facing away from the camera to see where your hands go. So if you can have just stand it up somewhere, it just gives you an idea of where you're at. And then you can have something to reference back. So if you start to work on it in some of the programs that we have, you can actually see how you progress with the range of motion. So the first one we're going to do lying on your back. And if it's hard for you to get on your back or get onto the ground, you can do this in bed as well. The reason I don't usually like in bed is it's a little squishier, so it's hard to really measure as accurately. But if that's where you're at, you can measure both times in bed. So we're going to do both sides. And what you want to do is just kind of relax your body. Okay. Make sure your shoulders are back and your hips are down. I like to bend my knees so it relaxes my pelvis. And then I'm going to bring my elbows out to a 90-degree angle. So completely out where my shoulders are. And I want to try to make sure it's not too high. I'm not getting pinching in my neck and it's not too low. Okay. So directly out. Now from here, I want to bring my forearms out at 90 degrees from my top of my arm. And I'm going to measure external rotation. So this means my wrists are going to drop back to the ground. So can I just relax back without doing too much work? Does it feel different side to side? You can also see, does a hand fall asleep, or does it feel like I'm maybe getting a little tingly in a hand? So this is a great measurement just to see. It could mean that you have some tightness either from the neck all the way down throughout the shoulder or underneath the shoulder blade. So that can tighten up around those blood vessels or the nerves and kind of occlude or just start to kind of shut them off. And so that's why you could get a little numbness tingling. So this is good indicator of maybe some thoracic outlet that could be happening. Or do you get pain? Do you feel like you're limited? Do you feel like you can't quite get that hand to relax? So this is just a good test here. We should be able to get comfortably to 90 degrees without that wrist popping up. So this is where the video comes into play too. You can look back at your hands are my wrists flat, or do I notice that to get my hands down, I kind of have to bend my wrist? So that's where you want to be. Okay. Shoulders down, everything flat. Next, again, elbows out to the side. Now let's test both sides. You can do one at a time. I'm going to show you both. Okay. Again, elbows directly from my shoulders and without rotating and lifting in my shoulders. So without doing this, it might come up a little bit naturally, but we don't want to force it up. Okay. So elbows out again. And now how far can I drop my hands down? Now for me, so if this is a complete 90-degree angle, about halfway would be about 45 degrees, right? We want to try to come to at least about 70 degrees. So past that 45-degree angle for sure. So if I look at my left side, and you can look at your left side, mine comes past below 45. If you can get to 80 degrees, which is almost that flat 90-degree position, that's pretty good. So that means you're not so restricted in that internal rotation. I have a little bit better internal rotation on my left side than I do on my right. I already start to feel like a little bit of tightness around here. My shoulder wants to lift off the ground. So again, see both sides, just measure side to side. Which one is more restricted? It's normal to have asymmetries and restrictions side to side, especially you notice that sometimes you get a little bit restricted on the side that you use more often. So now let's test actively. So I'm going to put my back towards you. And this is called our Apley's test. So what I want to do is see where my shoulder blades are. And this is what I'm going to try to measure. So I'm going to start with my right. You can start with your right. We're going to lift your arm up and over without trying to move that head forward or round forward. Try to stay upright. Can you touch the opposite shoulder blade? Okay. and then coming down. Now test the other side. Reach up. Can you touch the opposite shoulder blade? Again, without trying to get round or move your head, just trying to stay in place. And this isn't like a reach and grab. This is just a place down. Now for me, it feels like I have so much more motion on this left side than this right side. I feel like I could barely kind of touch and reach over to that opposite shoulder blade. Now we're going to test internal rotation. So I'm going to take this hand now on the right. I'll start with the right again. And we're going to see if we can tuck that thumb down and touch the opposite shoulder blade again. So I'm going to come back and see if I can touch. Now for me, again, you don't want to wiggle up. So it's just a back and touch. Can you touch? I can't. I mean, I could barely get there, but I would really have to readjust to feel my shoulder blade. So I would say I'm limited in the right internal rotation. Now check the other side. Reach and place. And I can touch pretty easily on this left side. So again, asymmetries are normal and something that you might expect side to side, but it's a good assessment. If we're limited in this shoulder rotation, it's actually necessary to create space and movement for good mobility within that shoulder joint itself. If I lack rotation, it's not going to allow for as much space for my joint to move, which could end up lacking in shoulder overhead range of motion or back range of motion. And when it's limited in one of these, anytime I try to do shoulder presses, handstands, anything overhead, or just reaching up for something overhead, I might start to compensate. Maybe my neck starts to get into play a little bit more. Maybe I arch through my back in order to reach up. So this is where compensations might start happening when I lack that rotation adequately within my shoulder joint itself. I'm not allowing for as much space. So it's super necessary in order to keep these shoulders healthy, keep the neck healthy, and even the low back, so we don't start reaching over crazy or get any shoulder pinching in the front, especially when you reach behind you. So keeping these shoulders healthy in that rotation is so necessary. And if you click below, if you check out the links below, we do have programs that are curated specifically for shoulders to help improve that range of motion and hopefully start to decrease some of that pain, those aches, maybe even the clicking that you're hearing within those shoulders. Don't forget, if you love what you're learning, I have so much more in stock for you. So hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos I've done in the past, and leave any comments of any suggestions that you have for videos in the future. And I can't wait to help you feel incredible and amazing within your body.